Welcome back to Skylabs. This is episode 23. I'm Big Stick, your flight director at Big Stick Astronautical Group. We have our Lunar Skylab prepared for a burn to put it on a course to the moon. Which we are going to time warp to the node. Should probably see the moon start to rise over the edge here in a second. Get a scenic shot here for the historical record. And 3 seconds out. And burn. Shifting slightly off course there, trying to correct, and a little bit overburn there. We will have to deal with that when the time comes. Okay, so here's our situation. We have our lunar lander, which is going to be arriving at the moon first. Hopefully we'll have a successful landing, and then we will gather some science, get this Lunar Skylab into orbit, and then be able to return the lander up to the Skylab to reset all the experiments, transmit all the data back. One of the issues here has been how to keep the lander fueled. I had originally planned just to send refueling missions because I had previously tried using kethane, and it was too time consuming for the scanning part in particular. But I realized that that only works when you're this close to the moon. Once you've gone out to other places, refueling missions are a pain. And then I came across carbonite, which I've mentioned previously, and that's the plan at this point. I wanted to go ahead and launch a third vehicle, which would be the carbonite miner, but I realized I do not yet have the part which will convert carbonite to liquid fuel oxidizer. So I have to get a little more science to get that out of the tech tree. So let's go ahead and pause here while I get things set up for the lander to approach the moon. So here I've switched over to the lunar lander, got myself pointed more or less retrograde, although in this map view I'm having some issues with the nav ball. Just not going to worry about it yet. And it looks like I'm going to be in some trouble here because I've got the Skylab moving at a much faster speed than I anticipated. It's kind of a horse race right now to see which one I'm going to have to fight with first. got this moon encounter coming up for this one, for the lander, but I'm not exactly sure how much closer we're going to be for this one. So let's try to switch over just to see what the maneuvering looks like for this one. Alright, we've got a moon encounter there. Still think, well, I think it's very dangerous one way or the other. While I'm in this vehicle, let's go ahead and get us turned retrograde. It's been my experience so far that all of my moon launches I have to do a pretty good burn retrograde in order not to smash into the moon. Switching back now. This is the first time that I've had two launches going at the same time, which was probably a mistake at this point. But we got what we got, and we're going to see what happens. Okay, let's just see, adding a maneuver node here. What happens? I have to move it after the sphere of influence change. And we are significantly off from what I would like to see happening. Mainly, or completely, because of the angle we came in at. Inclination. I think I'm in some trouble here. And not a lot of time to fix it. Well, I have created a mess here. At this point, let's just get rid of this. And I'm really concerned here about this guy. Still out from the moon encounter. So I think we're safe there for the moment. Just kill that. Switch back to this guy. It sounds like the space dog is upset in the background. We're just going to go ahead and maneuver up to this moon encounter. And reevaluate once we switch over. Alright. This is more like it. That's less like it. We don't want to go crazy here. Just want to get captured. And I didn't mean to do that, so let's add the maneuver and finagle it a little bit more. Try this again. May want to do more than one maneuver. I do a burn now, like that. It would put us on a landing trajectory, but we're going to be coming in very hot. Well, nothing ventured, nothing gained. That's exactly what we're going to do. Meanwhile, just hope that everything's okay with our Skylab. Let's warp up to this burn. Keep an eye on the fuel reserves here. Alright. That will have to do. Should have been a little more careful, but we got what we got. Now, this is where it may get really sticky. I want to warp up to this encounter, but I gotta keep an eye on where my lander is. I just want to get the Skylab into an orbital trajectory. And then focus on the landing of the lander. Alright. to do my normal technique of doing the maneuver here. Tell you what, we are just going to worry about getting this thing into orbit. And the rest can wait. So I think at this point we are going to call this an almost successful situation. We will end this episode and pick up with the hopeful landing and orbiting of these two ships. See you then.